As the fans continuing to file in here to the Dewey Combs Sports Complex, we'd like to welcome you to a new year of Joplin Eagles football here on Jet HD. I'm Wes Underwood. Alongside me tonight, my new partner in crime.
I'm Michael Carney.
And we're excited to bring you this year's coverage of Joplin Eagles football. Now, last year, the Eagles finished with a record of 5-5, and we're 1-3 here at home. Joplin is looking to turn that around this season. After last week's loss, Joplin is looking to bring back the winning tradition here at the Dewey Combs Sports Complex. Coach Jasper is entering his third season with the Eagles, and Jasper brings in a record of 0-1 on this young season, which earns him an all-time record of 12-8 at the helm of the Eagles. So my question to you is, how can the Eagles get that W tonight against Parkview?
All right, well, I've come up with some keys to success for Joplin tonight to get the win. First off, they can't make any mistakes. Joplin is very young this year on offense, and they will make mistakes probably. They've had a lot of miscues last week, too. Dropping catchable passes that should have been touchdowns and some long runs get called back from penalties. That's going to hurt you if you're not careful. Next, they need to air it out. Last week, quarterback Blake Tash threw for almost 300 yards, completing 33 of 44 passes, finishing with a quarterback rating of 90.4. His number one target was Zach Westmoreland. If these two can get it together this week, I think Joplin will cruise to an easy win. Oh yes, did I mention that these two were both sophomores? And finally, for the defense, they need to play big. Last week, the defense gave up nearly 450 yards despite pressuring the quarterback of Glendale, Alex Houston, who led the conference as a junior with over 5,000 yards last season, and he was held to 400 yards passing. That's a start.
And we'll get down to the coin toss here in just a minute as we still have the player intros going on. Should be a good atmosphere for the game tonight. A lot of students here. And we, again, as we said at the beginning, we have fans still just filing in here. With all the activities that are going on outside for the tailgating, I think it's pretty good atmosphere all around, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so. And I've heard some really good things about our student section this year. I think they're going to do really well for our team. Hopefully pump them up while they're out there, too.
And this young team could definitely use that, because I've found out over the years, since I've been doing this, we've had a couple of young teams, and when the student section really gets into it, these players just go at it and have a heyday.
Yeah. Yeah, especially for those young players out there playing when they're sort of underclassmen, and they get to grow with their crowd, and they really get some good feelings out there when the crowd's behind them, and that grows.
So we see the
years.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off there.
Looks like they're having fun out there.
I'm getting a little excited in here myself.
Yeah.
They get the little shenanigans going on down there and getting their chant going as we get ready for kickoff. Tonight's forecast for the Eagles, well, a little bit of clouds have rolled in and the wind has kind of picked up, and it will be heading from the south to the north. So if the Eagles lose the toss, they definitely want to kick in to the wind instead of with the wind to get things started. That way in the fourth quarter, if they're down by at least a field goal or tied to get the field goal for a win, they're going to want to kick into that win for sure.
Yeah, the coin toss is definitely important. It's always the little things that matter in these close games. You try to get every advantage you can.
Indeed. Some things to look forward to in this game as we come up. We were going to have Mr. Jake Williams join us in the booth. He is the new athletic director over the middle school sports, but we may be getting his dad. As you all may know, Mr. I believe, well, I know him as Mr. Williams.
Yeah.
So Coach Williams, girls basketball coach here at Joplin. We may have him come in and do some filler there and talk about Joplin youth football, and then looks like you're possibly going to have a guest here, and I believe he's the new athletic director taking over from Mr. Starkweather.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's got some shoes to fill, that's for sure, but I think he can do a good job for Joplin.
Indeed, and seems like a great guy, and Matt Hyatt is the name, if none of you are familiar with our new athletic director. So these are some things that we have coming up, and we hope that you stay tuned to enjoy them here on Jet HD. Again, I'm Wes Underwood alongside
Michael Carney.
And we are ready for the coin toss. We'll go ahead and let it go down to the field here for just a second, and we'll get right back to you. And there we just had a moment of silence for past coach Dewey Combs, who the Joplin Athletic Complex here is named after, and he passed away just this summer, I believe. And so our hearts and condolences go out to the family there, and just hope that everything's going okay for them. That's a big loss. Great guy. From everything I've heard about him story-wise, was a great coach in Joplin's history. So, and we're going to go down to the toss now. It's Coach Jasper's out there along with Paul Hansen, the head coach for the Parkview Vikings. Parkview Vikings getting new uniforms last year. So you can kind of see the shiny green emblem on their helmet.
That's for sure.
Joplin Eagles supporting new uniforms this year as well, as they go with the charcoal gray pants with the maroon and white stripe. Looking pretty sharp this year.
They sure are.
And I believe Joplin has won the toss, and they are going to kick. So that means Parkview will be receiving the ball first, and Joplin will defer in the second half. That's good news for the Eagles right there as well.
Yeah. Getting the opportunity they wanted, deciding to play the long game and get the ball at the half.
And we definitely hope that works out in their favor. Again, we'd like to welcome you guys to Joplin Eagle football, the 2017 season here at the Dewey Combs Sports Complex on Jet HD. You can watch us live on Facebook as we stream, and you can catch it later in the week as well. So, Michael, do you think they'll go for a trick play here at the beginning, go for the onside against a struggling Parkview team, or go for the actual kickoff and give them a chance early?
We'll see. I mean, that would be a very confident play to go for the onside kick. If they were able to execute that, that would give them a huge advantage over Parkview, getting the ball first in the first half and then again in the second. But we'll see if they're wanting to take that risk. I'm not sure I would if I was in Coach Jasper's shoes.
See, right in front of us is actually a local celebrity, Mr. Howie Nunnally, actually also a Joplin alumni back in the day, and he's down there clapping pretty loud. You can kind of hear him right now. He's the one that's just going, as he's very enthusiastic.
We're happy to have him.
Parkview gets the kick, and Joplin takes him down just before the 30. Looks like he'll be brought down at about the 26, 25-yard line. We'll see where they spot the ball.
A lot of Eagles in on that tackle. I'm happy to see that enthusiasm.
Yes, we are, and it's wonderful to see that kind of enthusiasm that early. Kind of a short kick, but he didn't get much distance.
Yep.
Parkview hands the ball off, and that is going to go to their running back.
Eagles do a great job to fill the hole there on that run.
And that will be number 25, Blake Delacruz. Delacruz is a junior, and he's 5'7".
Looks like Parkview just got the first down on a screen pass. He broke a couple tackles on that run. He definitely earned that first down. It looks like it'll actually be short.
Yep, be third down. About 1.5 yards short there. Ooh, a little bit of a rough tackle there, but all clean as he didn't go around the neck. He watched it, and that will be Delacruz again with the carry. He now has 9 yards. Good stop, good penetration there by the Eagles, as they will stop Delacruz for a loss of about 3 or 4 there. Looks like a loss of 4.
Jacob Bartlett swarmed in there as a linebacker.
So they stick true to the run game, and Delacruz gains a little bit back, and they will be third down and 9.
Joplin Eagles are doing a great job to stop the offense on this possession. Hopefully they can execute here.
Yep, as Delacruz has done all the damage so far with 15 yards rushing. Joplin's defense holding them here to a third down. So the student section is all on their feet. They drop back to pass for the first time over the head of wide receiver number 20, and that is going to be Gage Clark.
Some nice tight coverage by cornerback McKinley Davis on that pass.
Indeed, as Trevor Boyce, the quarterback, felt the coverage there. And are they going to go for it? Nope, Joplin is sending out their punt returner. This will be number 1, Zach Westmoreland. Again, sophomore for Joplin. Last week he had over 100 return yards. A little low. Doesn't look like Westmoreland's going to get to it. And it will be down by the Vikings by number 6, and that will be Tyler Trotter, the junior defensive back.
That was a great job by the Joplin Eagles defense to stop them on that first possession. That's very good since they're going to get the ball first next half.
Indeed, and this is going to be great field position. And only, a little less than 2 minutes taken off the clock there. 10-12 left to play here in the first quarter. The score is 0-0 as Joplin gets the run there.
It'd be interesting to see if they air it out like we suggested earlier on this first possession.
2nd and 6 for the Eagles. As time winds down, just under 10 minutes to play here in the first quarter. And number 11 drops the ball. No reception there, and that's going to be Spencer Cornett, the senior, who was the quarterback last year.
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting position move for him. Looks like it was a forward pass on that screen, but unfortunately it was a drop.
Indeed, as they get their first third down with 9:41 to play here in the first quarter. 3rd and 6 to go. Joplin gets it, and that looks like it's going to be a first down. He may just be short. Blake Tash passing the ball to Jake Flowers on that one. 6-foot junior for the Eagles. And they've actually marked that short of where he actually went down.
Looks like they're bringing out the chains on this one. No matter what, that was a great run after catch.
Indeed. Will he have a first down? He does by the nose of the ball.
They made it.
So far, successful first drive for the Eagles as they get the first down of the game.
That's why you always want to go 100% on the run. They got that first down by an inch.
Indeed. Good job there by Flowers. Pitch back to Flowers. And Flowers is going to get a good chunky yardage there as he'll be about a yard shy of the first down.
It's like the offense is flowing very well right now.
Indeed.
Through it with a sort of hurry-up offense right now.
4 receivers set here. Almost. Oh, and they do call it.
I think that's on the defense.
Indeed, and Joplin will gain 5, and they'll get a first down and be in Parkview territory for the first time tonight.
That's some good coaching right there, using their momentum against the defense and totally catching them off guard.
Indeed, and now Joplin, if they have to punt, has very good field position to do so. See what Blake Tash and company can do here. So he gets the ball out to Westmoreland. Westmoreland won't go down.
Great run. Well executed play action pass right there.
And again, I can't wait until we see a Westmoreland and Tash connection in the end zone deep.
Yeah. Hopefully they connect like they did last week. Put on a show for the home team.
And that goes to Flowers.
Oh, it looks like a face
Face mask indeed.
Flag goes out.
So that'll be 15 tacked on to the end of that one. And Joplin Eagles are now trying to get into the red zone. They might just be on the edge. We'll see. And Parkview has their second penalty of the night.
Their coaches must not be happy right now. Playing a little sloppy on the defense. These sort of mistakes build up very fast during a football game. It really costs a lot for whichever team is making the penalties.
It does, and we talked about it in pregame as Joplin needs to not have as many this week because they had a lot of penalty yards last week, and, well, now it's working in favor for them.
Oh, yeah.
As Joplin is in the red zone. And that goes to Flowers. And that's number 17, Jake Flowers.
Very solid run to the left side on that toss. They're getting closer and closer to that end zone.
Indeed they are. Joplin is smelling a score here.
Two extra linemen on the left side for the Eagles. They're just going to run it right up the middle.
And Flowers looks to almost have the first down again. Flowers being a dual threat here, running the ball and catching the play action passes. It'll be 3rd and 1, so they'll be a yard shy. Again, we're in the first quarter. 7 minutes, 40 seconds left to play.
Looks like it might have been a false start on the left side of the Joplin Eagles offensive line. If I saw that correctly.
Good eye there. It is indeed.
Yep, they're going back. They want to try to avoid those. They had a pretty solid showing before that, but they really want to try to avoid those penalties from here on out.
Indeed. Could this be a momentum shifter? You hope not, but you never know.
Yeah.
As the play clock has been restarted. 3rd down and 6 instead of a 3rd and 1. Will we see a pass from Tash to Westmoreland? As Westmoreland's in motion, he'll get it. He'll get the sweep, and no good. He is going to be stopped just behind the line, and Joplin looks like they'll have to go for a field goal. 4th and 9.
Looks like the offense is staying out there. We're going to elect to keep the full normal offense on the field.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Defense,
why not?
defense is strong right now.
I definitely wouldn't want to kick that. It seems a little far for high school.
Tash is on the run. Looks like he'll have the first down and more. He may get the touchdown here. Little push from the lineman, and Tash is in.
Great performance by the quarterback to push through all those defense. Makes it all the way in for the touchdown.
Indeed.
Eagles are going to have a lot of momentum after this. Taking the ball away from Parkview and then scoring.
So now your Eagles on top, 6-0 over the Vikings, as we have 6 minutes and 47 seconds left here in the first quarter. Field goal is up, and it's good.
Yep, that's good.
Joplin leads it 7-0, and there's everything we talked about in the pregame.
Yep.
Be mistake-free. One mistake on that drive for the Eagles, and they punch it into the end zone.
Yep. They're able to air it out, and they're also able to run the ball very effectively on that possession. Joplin Eagles look so solid out there on that first possession.
No doubt about that. As we see Coach Linden down there, and now the cheerleaders.
Yep. And I bet the crowd's in very high spirits right now. Getting to see a touchdown so early into the game.
Indeed. And this team, all of the student section for the high school is on their feet.
Yep, they sure are. Like someone's throwing some T-shirts into the crowd.
So we have local doctors down there, actually. I don't know those two guys as well, and dentists in the area.
Oh.
Passing out some footballs.
Yeah.
Hope they don't break anybody's teeth.
Yeah, neither do I. They might want to get some more business, but who knows?
I believe one of them actually has a daughter that attends Joplin High School, so. And they backtrack for Parkview, but he'll find the edge, and he'll gain a little bit of momentum and get to the 25.
They were able to do a pretty nice stiff arm on that return, but only pushed him back farther. Looks like there might be a flag down on the field.
Indeed, and it looks like a holding.
Yeah, that's going to be on Parkview.
So that's going to make it half the distance of the goal.
That's already their third penalty of the game, only in the first quarter.
Indeed. Parkview has 3. Joplin has 1. Holding was Joplin's, and we have a holding on Parkview, a false start on Parkview, and a face mask on Parkview.
Oh, yeah. Looks like it's going to be just a little bit past the 8-yard line.
And here we go. We have an official timeout on the field. So Joplin's defense, this is their second timeout. First timeout was a success, stopping Parkview. Did not allow him into Eagle territory. Joplin marches down the field, one mistake, and we have ourselves a 7-0 ball game.
Yep. Eagles are showing a pretty good performance today. And if this defense does what they did last possession for Parkview, then they're going to be able to get some great field position for their Eagles offense after they punt the ball, hopefully.
Indeed, as Coach Alan Linden down there takes a swig out of the old Gatorade bottle.
He's hydrating the players.
And himself.
And himself, yep. Coach has got to stay healthy, too.
Yep. Good guy, a bunch of good coaches this year. A lot of new staff in the Joplin team.
Yep.
A lot of new staff around the district as well.
That's for
and
sure.
we're glad to have every single one of them.
We sure are.
Welcome to the Eagles nest, as we say.
Yep, a lot of fresh faces around Joplin High School and on this team with so many 10th and 11th graders we have.
Indeed it is. Joplin lines up, 4-man front. Ball is in the air. It's going to be reeled in. Does he get the catch? He does. Gain of 3 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 7. And Joplin defense forces him to run again. He's going to be just shy of the first down. He'll be a yard shy, but judging by that, it looks like he's actually in front of the marker.
Yep. That quarterback sure fooled the defense, even fooled me. I thought the running back had that ball. He runs it right up the middle for the first down.
Second first down for Parkview tonight, and they're trying to get their drive started. Fumble on the play, and Joplin gets it. Joplin Eagles fumble is number 20. Gage Clark cannot hold on to the ball, and Joplin's defense scoops it on up.
Parkview's sideline is not happy, but it does look like that wide receiver had possession before the ball came out. So this is going to be Eagles football.
No, and I couldn't agree with you more there, but unfortunately, high school is one of the very few sports that does not have replay.
Yeah, it doesn't have replay. Good thing for the Eagles.
It is indeed, as Tash comes back out for the second drive.
Deep into Parkview territory. They get to start their second drive of the day. Hopefully it ends like the first.
And that will be number 26 for the Eagles, and that's going to be Jay Ellis, senior. He's a running back for the Eagles.
Very solid run. That's what you're going to want to look for. It's like
Indeed.
you got 7 yards on that.
Oh, and we got a 2nd and 3. 5 minutes to go. He'll get stopped just shy, and it will bring up about a 3rd and maybe 1. Well, they'll give him a
handful of players from the sidelines. Looks like Ellis is out now.
Yep.
But he did give them 7 yards.
We'll either see, well, actually, going to see their big package here.
Wow.
And they'll get the first down. Maybe. Was there a fumble? Looks like they're diving after the ball.
Interesting formation they had there. They really wanted to just push for the first down. Looks like they got it.
They did, and that'd be Jacob Bartlett coming in. The special package is what I like to call that.
Yep. I think I've seen that in a while.
3 tight ends and
Yep.
a defensive end coming in.
Now we get a normal formation.
Tash throws it. Ooh, and he is leveled. Lights out tackle by Parkview there. Number 1, Mason, DeMarcus Mason.
Feel sorry for number 5, Kelson Newton out there. He took that hit. That must have been rough. Would have hoped for some better blocking on that side before the screen pass was thrown.
Seems a little rattled out there
Yeah.
now, as can't find his spot on the field. I would be too.
Yep.
Good hit. And there it goes to the end zone, just overthrown, and that's going to be to number 4, James Moman.
Tried to fool the defense, make them think they were going to do 2 screen passes in a row, but they threw that bomb. Fortunately, it was overthrown.
Indeed, and it'll be 3rd and 12. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Tash on the roll. He'll pitch it out. Ellis with the carry, and Ellis will be brought down.
They gained back some of that yardage, lost on the screen pass on their first down.
As they all look to the sideline, and Coach Jasper is going to bring out the special teams unit.
Yep.
So they will actually be kicking with the wind here.
Looks like a smart move.
And that wind is kind of a crosswind now. We'll see what happens as number 30 comes in for the Eagles. It's going to be Garrett Landis, another sophomore.
It's up.
And it's good.
It's good. Impressive kick.
Little 30-yarder there.
Yeah. I've seen NFL kickers have trouble with that. That's pretty impressive.
Aguero is the most famous one right now for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just got traded.
Yeah, he's definitely had some trouble on the Bucs.
And the Eagles are now up 10-0. We'd like to welcome you into Jet HD, Joplin Eagles football here for the 2017 season. I'm Wes Underwood alongside
Michael Carney.
And there's a look at the Joplin High School band. Fun-looking group down there.
Yep, they sure are.
Getting that chant started.
Mm-hmm. Trying to see if I can recognize any of these faces, but I was listening to them before the game started. They're a pretty good band, in my opinion.
Indeed. And Joplin will once again be kicking off.
Their kickoff of the game for the Eagles. They have a nice, comfortable lead in the first quarter. If I was a coach, I'd be very happy with this 10-0 lead they have.
Nice kick there. And it's inside the 5. Good little return. He might have this, and he's got wide open field in front of him. And there's number 1 again. Excuse me, number 9. And he's going all the way to the house to make it a 10-6 game. That's going to be Warren Atkins, the senior defensive back. He's a speedy defensive back.
Yep. Yeah, that was a very good performance by him. Getting closed in by the Eagles on that return, but he was able to speed his way through all the way for the touchdown.
And special teams coach Alan Linden does not look happy. Nobody wrapped up the tackle on that one. He broke about 5 there.
Yep. That's why you got to remember your fundamentals. One of the most important things when you're playing football is to make a good tackle.
Indeed, with 3 minutes and 24 seconds, we have ourselves a new ball game. Let's just hope that doesn't take the momentum out of Joplin's offense.
Yep.
And we have some confusion going on down there with the officials. Maybe a new ball.
Yeah, looks like it.
So Joplin, I believe, gives up a 95-yard kick return for a touchdown.
And it's good. It's going to make it Vikings 7, Eagles 10 in the first quarter.
Indeed.
3.5 minutes left. That's bad for the Eagles. A big momentum switch, potentially, if they're not able to get their heads together.
And now the Eagles are going to switch turns of events, and you kind of hope that Westmoreland can do that for the Eagles.
Yep, we hope so.
Which I wonder if that's their tactic, and we'll find out here because this will be the second time that they kick to the Eagles. We'll see if that's the tactic to keep Westmoreland out of the game, knowing that he's a speedster that can take it all the way to the house.
That's for sure. Potentially could have been what happened there. Might want to look out for an onside kick, too, if they feel like they can use this momentum as well as they can.
Yes, indeed. And Joplin's defense probably doesn't want to come back out onto the field, that's for sure. Well, he is lining the ball up on that side instead of in the middle. So we'll see what goes on here. As you can see on the bottom of your screen, Vikings 7, Joplin 10, and they do a little pooch kick. That'll be number 20 with the carry. And that's going to be the sophomore, Isaiah Davis.
Some pretty good field position for the Eagles, getting it close to the 40.
Indeed. And Joplin will have really good field position for the 3rd time tonight.
Yep. I think that's close to where they started on their first possession on offense. We know how that went.
Yep. I don't think the Eagles have had a possession inside the 20 yet tonight. Joplin lines up and is ready to go. Tash looks ready. They're going to give that off to Flowers. Flowers breaks it up the middle, and he's going to break into Parkview territory.
Saw a great leading block by number 75, Jaden Withrow on that. Able to make some great room for his quarterback.
After last week, we were expecting the Westmoreland show with Tash. Well, so far in the first half, it's been it's been the Flower show.
Yep, it sure has.
Tash gets away from the defenders. Tash is going to get sacked for a loss of a lot.
That was an interesting scramble. Started to the right side, then all the way to the left. Unfortunately, he didn't get much yardage on that.
Yep, it looks like the Eagles' ship has been broken by the Vikings, and that bend but don't break offensive line. As Tash gets it to Westmoreland, and now we may see the air game.
Yep. I think this offensive line's been performing pretty well so far, though. Had a lot of time when they do pass. Not much pressure.
Yep, only 1 sack so far. And Westmoreland gets it, and he'll get a gain of about 3 or 4 there.
Back within 10 to the first down. It's like about 4th and 9.
Yep, and I believe the Eagles are going to punt it here. Smart move.
Yep, I think so. Can potentially get them back pretty far into Eagles territory if they punt it right.
Indeed. And that's going to be Jake Flowers getting it in. And he downs it at about the 7-yard line, so in the 10-yard line.
Yep.
That's a good placement of a kick.
Yeah, it looks just about to where it was last time Parkview had the ball. Interesting fair catch that close to the end zone. I didn't think there was that much pressure, but he did it.
Indeed. And for the 3rd time tonight, Joplin's defense comes out.
We'll see if they're able to redeem the special team.
So defensive line switches it up there. Expecting the run. He's going to pass it down the field. Joplin's up. Almost picked off. And
Very
that's going to be number 39 or 29? 29 indeed. And that for Joplin is going to be Eliza Eminger. Another sophomore.
Coverage. Yep.
Yeah.
Eminger really broke up that pass. That could have been bad for the Eagles. That was a long bomb he threw.
Indeed. And like we said, this team is full of youngsters, not very many seniors or juniors, and we have a flag down on the field. And they're looking pretty good for a bunch of youngsters.
Yeah, they're looking like a very solid team right now.
Special teams, probably about the only place they lack, but everywhere else they've been pretty lights out.
Yeah. It's like Parkview's electing to throw the ball some more on this possession.
And that was, could not quite see the signal there. So it's a penalty, illegal motion. Okay. So the running back, actually I did see that during the play. I didn't know if it was legal or not, but I guess it is an illegal motion. So we have 1:19 left to play, and it looks like Parkview will be moving backwards.
Yep. Backwards once again. They've had their fair share of penalties in this first quarter alone.
Yep, actually declined by the Eagles there. Brings up 3rd and 10, so here we go for the Joplin Eagles defense. Back to pass, and falls on the ground. No good. The pass was intended for number 34.
Linebacker Jacob Bartley was able to get in front of that screen pass before he was able to throw it. Really delayed the quarterback there. I think that's probably what made the play for the Eagles.
Yes, indeed. Now they're actually going to have to punt it to Westmoreland, unless if they shank it out of bounds and take the yard loss. I mean, Westmoreland's pretty far back there, so you're going to have to boot it at least to the 40-yard line in your own territory.
Yeah. Not looking good for Parkview right here.
No, it's not. It's Westmoreland.
Good punt.
Goes behind him.
Very good punt.
A little bit of a face mask there, but I don't think the referee could see that. And Westmoreland kind of goes backwards.
Yep.
A little bit of hometown pressure, maybe.
A little bit. That was probably the best case scenario for the Vikings right there on that punt. Able to bounce back all the way to Eagles territory. I wasn't expecting that.
Indeed. The referee awaits Joplin's offensive line, and Joplin's 4th time out tonight.
Yep.
And Tash lines up in the backfield. And it looks like a false start.
Looks like it must have been the Eagles on the left side. A lot of offensive linemen on that play.
Yep, and it's going back. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to Jet HD, where you can catch Joplin Eagles home football games all season long. If you want to join us on Facebook during the game or later in the week and just go check it out, check us out on Jet HD's Facebook page. Tash keeps it. Tash finds some room. Tash breaks to the outside, and he's going to get close enough to the first down with 50 seconds and winding. Joplin's looking to switch sides of the field here.
Looks like they're still keeping 7 linemen in on the offense. Really wanting to run the ball right now.
Indeed. He'll find a wide open space. Yep. That's number 26 for the Eagles, and he's going for pay dirt.
That's a first down or a touchdown.
That's going to be Ellis. Makes the score 16-7. Joplin on top.
Showed a lot of speed there. Running right up the middle, all the way. They've not even been touched by the defense.
So we got a Blake Tash touchdown run. Blake, I don't know why I keep calling him Blake, but an Ellis rush for a touchdown.
The extra point is good. Going to make it 17-7. Eagles on top. 20 seconds left in the first quarter. The Eagles are doing very well. They have a pretty good lead going into the second.
Indeed. If you're Coach Jasper right now, getting ready to head into the second quarter of this one, and you're up 17-7, you can't be too upset.
Yep, I wouldn't be. Not the only thing the Eagles have done wrong this game is just some trouble on the special teams, but the offense and defense have been very solid today.
Indeed it has. I mean, almost perfect on the offensive end. Are perfect on the defensive side with no penalties, but on the offensive side, that one holding call. And again, with all these sophomores and juniors, you got a really young team and a couple of seniors out there. The most notable on the defense is Ethan Vang. Other than that, that's about the only big playmaker you have on that defensive line. And I believe Barnott as well, but I don't think he's a senior, is he?
I don't believe so.
Barnott, speaking of, had 3 sacks last week.
Wow, that's very impressive for the defense. That's very impactful to get 3 sacks by yourself.
Yes, and very impactful to get 3 sacks indeed. But sadly enough, we came out with the loss in that game last week. So
that's why the whole team's got to collaborate, and everyone needs to be solid to get the W.
Yep. Joplin came together late in that game, as you expected, and had a comeback a brewing, and one interception led to the other team just trampling over Joplin and took all the momentum out.
Now it looks like they got momentum back on this game. Doing very well so far.
Indeed. It's quarterback keeper. Can't find the edge. He'll gain about 2 there. Be knocked out of bounds.
Looks
Number
like he fooled the
3,
defense.
Trevor Boyce. Good job by Morgan.
A lot of the linebackers on that one were going to the wrong side. The quarterback did a pretty good fake there, but the quarterback on the left for the Eagles really stopped him.
Indeed, with 6.8 seconds left to go. Wes Underwood alongside.
Oh.
And that's going to be almost a tackle. And Joplin, the defense is now starting to fatigue a little bit as Blake Dela Cruz is back at it again.
A little bit of deja vu on that run. Looked a lot like the Eagles' run for the touchdown they had in that last possession. But
indeed, that was almost identical.
Yep. Fortunately, the Eagles were able to stop them, though. But now they're going to be deep in the Eagles' territory. Well, not deep, but about halfway through.
Yep, and as it should be, the Eagles crowd getting right into it. And was there a penalty? No, switching the field, sorry. So impressive first quarter. Joplin 17, Vikings 7. Joplin on top by a touchdown and a field goal. And we had a Blake Tash run, an Ellis run, and a field goal by the Joplin Eagles special teams, and Joplin just finds themselves on top, 17-7. We also had that 7 for the Vikings was a 97-yard kick return by number 9, and that was Warren Atkins, the senior. And, well, that's a senior knowing he needs to be an impact player.
Yeah. He needs to pick up for other team members not showing up as much, but overall, the Eagles have had a very solid first quarter compared to the Vikings, having far less penalties.
Indeed. So far, 2 15-yard penalties for the Vikings, one 5-yard penalty for the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little over 35 yards for the Vikings in penalties. Good stop there by the Joplin Eagles defense. A little bit of a gain, and that's going to be number 25. Dela Cruz again, just cruising on through the Eagles.
Yep. Looks like he almost got the edge there, but number 19, Luke Kuhnel, was able to grab his shoulder and stop him.
Indeed. And Joplin's going to get some momentum there and push him back, and Dela Cruz will gain about 3.
Another good showing by number 19 on that play, making the tackle.
Indeed. Be 3rd and 1. And they're going to get the momentum pushing in, and they're going to have a first down.
3 short runs. They just get the first down very quickly to start out the second quarter.
And Jacob Boo looks like he's calling to be hurt there. He's gasping for some breath. Joplin's defense doesn't look to be psyched on that one, and they're going to not get the sack. He'll get a yard, almost getting the sack. A whole flock of Eagles in there.
Great job by the Eagles defense. Coverage was really there. Quarterback had a lot of time when he scrambled to the left, but no one was there. He tried to run, but he was stopped by the defensive lineman. Very solid play for the Eagles.
Indeed, as Travis Steerwalt had the momentum there. And that's going to be a carry by Dela Cruz.
Decided to carry it again.
Oh.
And it worked for them the last 3 plays before this last one.
Never mind, that was DeMarcus Mason, and he goes hobbling off the field with an ankle injury.
Yep.
And are they going to take a timeout, or doesn't look like it? Just going over to see what the new play will be.
Mm-hmm.
Bring up a 3rd and 6. Can Joplin's defense hold them here?
Let's hope so.
Can that front 4 put the pressure? As Dela Cruz comes back into the game, and will he have the first down is the question.
I think he might be short.
And no doubt that Parkview is going to go for it here.
Yeah, they sure will. This close to the end zone, this close to the first down.
So they look to measure it, I believe. He did get the first down.
Yeah, that is a first down, actually. Almost first and goal.
Indeed. Dela Cruz is making it look easy out there, going through things like a knife through butter.
Yep. Looks like the Vikings are running over the Eagles on this possession.
Indeed.
Front four need to see what they can do.
Well, it's going to happen. I mean, this is Joplin's 4th time out there on defense, and they've scored quick each and every time on offense. So, so you get the boo chants for Jacob Boo, kind of like the Moose chant for the Royals, Mike Moustakis.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like it when the fans get in there and do that.
Yep. Reminds me of Heath Miller for the Steelers, if there's any Steeler fans out there.
And he'll be in the end zone. That's number 3 for the Parkview Vikings. And that's the quarterback, Trevor Boyce. About a 4-yard TD run there for Boyce. Making it look easy on that drive. And Parkview is down by 4.
Unfortunate for the Eagles' defense. They've done very well so far, but just this one possession brings them potentially in 3 points of the Eagles.
And this is where that special teams kick return is really starting to hurt the Eagles.
Yep.
Makes it 14-17. Joplin on top. 9:26 to go here in the second quarter, and it looks like we're approaching halftime.
Just shows the importance of special teams in these games. Just one kickoff brings them so close when the Eagles have been playing so well today.
Yes, they have, and unfortunately they're starting to tire out. They're young, and that's one thing that kind of hurts a young team is they aren't as conditioned or used to it, because last year most of these guys were freshmen.
Yep. As you get deeper into the game, this discipline becomes more and more important, and basically how well in shape you are to stay consistent throughout a whole game. But we'll see if the Eagles offense is able to do it.
Indeed we will. Over the past couple of seasons, Coach Jasper's offense has been phenomenal under pressure, having Colby Cornett as the quarterback, and then last year having Spencer Cornett as a receiver and quarterback at times. Cornett brothers did phenomenal, and that's going to be number 4 for the Eagles, getting a pretty good chunk of yardage there. James Bowman. He is the 6-foot junior.
Looks like the Eagles get good field position again. This has got to be about the 3rd time they've started from around the 40.
Yep. So 1st and 10 for Joplin. The Eagles looking to make it a 3-score game, or excuse me, a 2-score game instead of a 1 field goal game. And that's going to be number 26 once again. And that will be Jay Ellis, the senior. All 162 pounds of him coming at him there.
Yep, he's running pretty consistently today.
Indeed he is. The run game for Joplin's been pretty phenomenal. And I believe this is going to end up being a run-it-out kind of game.
Yep. Both teams are running the ball a lot more than usual, and they're really pounding it through. It's working for both teams right now.
Yes, it is. It's a close one, that's for sure. And this is where Joplin kicking the ball off and winning the coin toss definitely takes factor.
Yep.
Anything that happens positively or negatively here, it definitely helps you out knowing you have the ball in the second half.
Yep, their choice at the coin toss definitely worked out very well for them so far. We're not even at halftime yet, so they must be pretty happy about that.
So we have 8:20 remaining here in the second quarter. Wes Underwood alongside my partner in crime, Michael, for this new season. And Joplin may have the first down.
Eagles are not being shy about the fact they want to run the ball with keeping so many linemen out there.
Indeed.
Keep handing it to Ellis.
7:45 as the time continues to click. Tash is going to throw it. And just out of the reach of Westmoreland, looked like he was, there it is.
There's the flag.
The words come out just as the flag is thrown. It looked like he was being held up there.
Yep, looks like he was.
Westmoreland played that off very well, and I mean, if you were watching the screen, you could see that he was being messed with going down the field.
Yeah. Good play call by the Eagles. Keep running the ball, and then they decide to throw a bomb down the field out of nowhere. I would be surprised if I was on the Vikings defense right now.
Indeed. And Joplin looks over to their coach. With the clock stopped at the moment.
Moving the ball up.
Yep, 7:36 left to go in the second quarter. And Joplin is now deep into Parkview territory and well within field goal range.
Yeah. Another bad penalty for the Vikings right there.
Yes, it was. There goes Ellis again. He'll get pushed down by three guys. That's saying something when you get taken down by three guys and can't get taken down by one or two.
Being a very strong runner today, and not to mention the offensive line is doing very well to open up holes for him.
Indeed. 7:11 left to go. 2nd and 4 for the Eagles. And Thrash is going to keep it. Excuse me, Tash.
Quarterback keeper right there gets a little bit of yardage for the Eagles.
I'd like to remind you guys to stick around here for halftime as we're going to have new athletic director Matt Hyatt up here in the booth. We're going to talk a little Joplin Eagles sports. It's the Eagles. Little stutter there. Brings up 4th down. Loss of 1 on the play.
Vikings defense showed good discipline right there. The Eagles tried to catch them off sides, but none of them moved. Unfortunately, the Eagles running back was tripped up in the backfield, so that's going to make a pretty dull play there for the Eagles.
Indeed. So brings up 4th and 1. Time continuing to tick down here. 17-14 as you look at the bottom of your screen, second quarter. And just behind his receiver, Tash to Westmoreland, and Joplin just gives it up there. And, well, if you're on the defense, it's another quick out.
Yep.
Right down the field, fast as can be there. And, well, now you've got to go back out.
Yep, interesting choice by the Eagles to go for it on 4th there. If only that throw was thrown a little bit better. Might have been a first down, but now the defense has to show up.
As the crosswind is actually switched, blowing in from the north, so pushing the ball towards the south, which is where the Eagles are going. And
yeah, interesting choice.
Very interesting.
But I guess if the Vikings were able to get a touchdown, being up by 1, so they might have just wanted to take the chance and get a good reward out of it. But I'm sure they rely on their defense now and trust them to do well for them.
And if you're the Eagles, yes, Parkview has a decent pass offense, but they've been running the ball pretty effectively. Load the front man, and that's what you want to do here is load it up in the box and penetrate the quarterback and the running back and stop that run game.
Yep, that sure is what they want to do. Unfortunately, they weren't able to do it on that play. That running back getting a first down. Wait, there is a penalty on the play.
Yep, another penalty, stop the clock, and it's another 10-yard loss.
Not good for the Vikings this deep in their own territory.
Actually, I guess it's just half the distance of the goals, so they'll place it at the 8.
Yep, going to be a holding on the Vikings on that play.
So with 5:30 left to play here in the second quarter, motion in the backfield. They're going to hand it off there to Dela Cruz.
Looks like he was brought down by sophomore Isaiah Davis on that play. Pretty good performance by the defense on that play, able to stop the run pretty quickly.
Indeed, and brings up a 2nd and 18. If Joplin could hold him here. Oh, false start by number 92 there, yep. That is going to be Evan Bernat, and that will be Joplin's first defensive penalty of the night.
Hopefully they'll keep it at 1. Already 2 penalties on this possession by both the Eagles and the Vikings.
Indeed. Parkview now has a 2nd and 9. It'll be just shy. It'll be 1 yard shy now.
Able to get it out of bounds as the clock is ticking.
Yep. Bring up a 3rd and 1. Can Joplin's defense stop him here?
Oh.
Penetrates the backfield, but he'll break free on the outside, and he's going to get the first down. Dela Cruz.
Good run by the Vikings running back, able to get that edge, showing a lot of speed there.
With 4:46 to go here in the second quarter. 1st and 10 from the 36. They're going to have to stop the penetration of Dela Cruz.
They just run.
Yep, they just might find themselves back either in the lead or with a tie going into halftime.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know much about the Vikings kicking team, whether they try to go for the 3 or not, but we'll see as they get deeper down the field and potentially into Eagles territory.
Quarterback keeper, good protection on the line. It's going to get stopped by 3 Eagles.
Good job by Jacob Bartlett to wrap up and get that tackle. Able to stop that quarterback keeper.
Trevor Boyce on the carry. And Trevor gives them a first down. And that offensive line just keeps giving Dela Cruz more and more penetration.
Yeah, looks like they're beating the Eagles' defensive line as of now. Able to make some good holes for their running back.
Indeed.
We'll see if the Eagles' defensive line is able to pull it together on this one.
With 3:46 to go, the Eagles get the sack.
Number 43, James Boyd on that sack.
Boyce had nowhere to go on that one. Flock of Eagles and a flag comes in. It's on the offense.
Yep.
Will be another holding call. Or, well, now they're pointing to Joplin.
Ooh.
So who's it on?
A little confusion down there between the refs.
Illegal motion on the offense. Declined.
Yep. Second decline by the Eagles today on the Vikings penalties.
Good chunk of yards lost there. 4 yards on the play to be exact. 3rd and 6. 5th penalty for Parkview tonight.
Pretty good stop by the Eagles defense right there.
Yep.
Just getting to the line of scrimmage.
Dela Cruz finally gets stopped.
Yep.
So,
Wondering if they're staying on for this 4th down.
Yep. 4th and 5. Why not? You're down by 3 and
Past the 50.
past the 50, and your defense is playing decent. Only giving up 2 big run plays.
Looks like they are staying on the field. Deciding to go for it.
Boyce looking for the command from his general.
Yep,
The offensive. Yep. The offensive line has no idea what's going on, and they're going to call their first timeout.
Looked like they had some confusion down there. Not surprised about that timeout.
A lot of confusion going on down there, and Joplin now has no idea whether they're going to punt or if they're going to go for it.
If I was a Vikings coach right now, I think I'd probably want to go for it on this one with the second quarter winding down.
Yeah,
And
indeed.
down 3.
Coach Linden looking like he's going to get his guys intact down there. You can kind of see him talking to number 19 there for the Eagles, and that's going to be Luke Keneal. And the Joplin cheerleaders trying to get this audience, crowd, these fans back into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Joplin leads it, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, 17-14 in the second quarter. Wes Underwood alongside
Michael Carney. Ooh, sorry about that.
No problem. So we have 2:45 to go.
Caught daydreaming there.
And, yep, they are going to go for it. So Joplin, they look lined up for the run, which they might open up a quick route here.
Might be a punt, actually. Yep.
Oh, yep. Wow. Good fake.
Oh, that's back far.
Yep. As it takes an Eagle hop back to the 10. So Joplin gets lucky there. Is number 9 for the Eagles. That's going to be McKinley Davis, the senior.
Deep into their own territory at the start of this possession. The Eagles are going to have to go a long way for that touchdown.
2.5 minutes to work with here, and Joplin could get something cooking.
Yep. With 2.5 minutes left, they might want to start passing some more and relying less on this running game that they've been having so far. It's been working well, but it might get tiring going 90 yards all the way.
Indeed. So now we'll see what this Joplin offense is truly made of.
Yep.
And Westmoreland keeping on the feet to get the first down.
Great run after catch right there. Able to get that first down.
Westmoreland, related to another Joplin great athlete, Danley Harbin, who is probably here watching. And that's Flowers with the reception.
Great catch on the fingertips right there. Had a lot of speed going to the right side. That was a pretty good game for the Eagles.
Indeed, catching into his momentum.
Yep.
If you're a receiver, that's always what you want.
Yep.
Two minutes to go here in the second quarter. Over the head of number 5 for the Eagles, and that's going to be Kelson Newton, the senior.
Looks like the Eagles are deciding to pass some more on this possession. It's been working well so far.
Yes, it is. 1:58 on the clock.
3rd and 1 for the Eagles.
Joplin looking for another first down on this drive. And Flowers gets it. Good penetration by Flowers. Nice blocking up front by the line.
Yep. Great job to break the tackle there. Nice job switching it up by the Eagles coaching staff. Good play call for the first down.
Indeed. Here goes Tash. Back to pass. Tash over the middle and through the hand and almost picked off. That pass was intended for Spencer Cornett.
Yep. Kind of pass that makes you stand up in your seat a little bit. Something overthrown down the middle. Could easily be picked off, but luckily for the Eagles, they get to keep the ball.
And that's where that inexperience comes into play. Freshman last year.
Yep.
Playing against juniors and seniors now, and as a sophomore, you got to get the feel for the game.
Yep. Must be a lot of pressure out there playing varsity as a sophomore, but he's doing well.
Indeed he is. So number 4 is going to get wrapped up, and that is going to be James Moman.
Good little pass there, getting halfway to the first.
So with 1:24 left to go here in the second quarter, third down. Tash back pass to Flowers. Flowers with penetration, and there's a flag in the backfield. Looks to be coming back.
Oh, no. That was good discipline by the quarterback to hold the ball that long before he tossed it on that option pass play, but
good momentum there and everything, and now it's going to be disrupted.
yeah, it looks like holding on the Eagles.
That will put him back about 15 yards.
Don't want to see that when you're driving down the field with so little time left. Really puts you back. But we'll see if the Eagles are able to bounce back on this one.
Yep, and it's actually going to be a 10-yard penalty. So Joplin now looking at a 3rd and 13 instead of a 3rd and 3. And we'll see if this offense can do something with that again.
Oh.
False start on the Eagles.
Yep, looks like number 60 moved
So now,
back a little too far on that one.
Yep, Joplin is now 1 penalty away from being tied with Parkview.
Yeah.
4
Really
for the Eagles.
Caught up.
And now it's 3rd and almost impossible.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to have to see a big pass here or a shovel.
Yep. Definitely. I expect a big pass on this one. Getting 2 penalties in a row when you're driving is definitely going to take the wind out of your sails. But
Ball.
a big play on this one for the Eagles will definitely get them back. We'll see what they're able to do.
We'll probably see the ball go to Moman, Cornett, or Westmoreland.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to run it. Not enough. As Flowers tries to make something out of nothing. And the Eagles may just go to run out the clock.
Yep. Looks like it.
Half a second difference between the game clock and the play clock. And Joplin takes a timeout.
Yep.
Oh, Parkview, excuse me. Referee pointed towards Joplin.
A little bit of a foul up there by the ref, but looks like the Vikings are going to take this timeout, try to stop the clock while they can, hopefully get a big play when they're on offense to start the possession.
Indeed. 22.6 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. And Joplin is on top, 17-14.
Mm-hmm.
All Joplin has to do here, what you're wanting them to do is punt the ball.
Yeah. I'm
And-
not sure I'd want them to go for it.
Yep. Looks like they're going to punt. Their punt team is out. Joplin's punt team, I believe, is coming in, indeed, as Flowers is back to kick. Flowers, pretty good kicker so far.
Yep.
First punt he had was inside the 10, and it went for about 40 yards. Now we'll see what his leg's really made of. Pretty decent kick by Flowers, and 15 seconds to go. The more they waste, the better. And it's number 9 gets the ball and gains about 10 on the carry there, and that's going to be Warren Atkins, the senior.
Looks like there's a penalty on the play. I see a flag down on the 45.
Could see a block in the back, or you'll see a holding. Okay.
Bring it back.
Yep.
Good job by number 29, Elijah Eminger, a sophomore to be able to make that tackle on that punt. It looked like he might have been getting the edge when he was returning it, but the Eagles were able to stop him.
So Joplin doing good there, not to get penalized, and this is now the 6th penalty for Parkview. We're going to go ahead and keep tally and continue to keep tally here.
Yep.
As we talked about at the beginning of the game, Joplin penalized. Now I've heard it was 15 times in the first game.
Wow. That is 15 too many if you're an Eagles coach, I think. Definitely want to avoid those mistakes because at the end of the game, the yardage built up by 15 penalties is way more than you want.
Indeed. So 12 seconds to go until halftime. Joplin on top, 17-14. You look at the bottom of your screen, and interview coming up at halftime. Take a little bit of a break and come right back at halftime. We'll have Matt Hyatt coming in, the new athletic director, taking over for Starkweather. And just as I expected, a kneel here. That's about the only appropriate play.
Yep.
With 3 seconds on the clock, Joplin fans on their feet. And we go to halftime. Joplin up 17-14. We've seen a lot of running.
Yeah, we sure have. On both sides of the ball, both teams have been running the ball all day and have been doing very well, I think. Both offensive lines have been done very well. Good performances, making holes for their running backs. But good thing for the Eagles, they get to go into the locker room with a lead by 3.
3 rushing touchdowns, 2 by the Eagles, 1 by Tash, 1 by Ellis, a field goal by the Eagles, and a 97-yard kick return for Parkview. And that kind of silenced the crowd for a little bit, but Joplin came back and scored that rushing touchdown. 40-yard spurt there for the Eagles. And, well, we got a lot coming up in the second half. It's a close one here going into halftime. So we'll be right back with Athletic Director Matt Hyatt, and we'll see you here in a little bit. All right, and we're back from our break, and I would like to welcome into the booth Mr. Matt Hyatt, if I announced that correctly.
That's correct. Thank you, Wes.
Yeah, no problem. And he's Joplin's new athletic director. Some big shoes to fill for Mr. Jeff Starkweather, who is Joplin's athletic director for 11 years. And see, you originally came into the district back in 13 and coming in after the tornado. How was that for you?
Well, I wasn't here during the craziest times for the school after the tornado, but when I got here, we were still recovering from that. We were still busing kids all over, the city to different facilities. Obviously, the new high school wasn't done yet, and we were at Memorial, but I was happy to be a part of it. Happy to lend a hand to try to get all that going and, keep things running as smooth as we possibly could.
Came from Northeast High School in Arma, Kansas, and you were 10 years in that district?
That's correct. I spent 10 years at Northeast High School. Last 5 as the head boys basketball coach, the last 2 as the head teacher and activities and athletics director.
Wow.
And, coached a variety of things at a small school like that over the 10 years there.
So you kind of got the Starkweather experience there then? A
little bit, yeah. And, being able to learn from Jeff for 4 years was fantastic. And there's no better person to work for, no better man on the planet, I don't think, than Jeff Starkweather. And so being able to spend 4 years around him, learning the job, certainly been a blessing for me.
Yep, I can agree with you there. He was a great guy to work around. And so now that you guys are 2 weeks into the school year and 2 weeks into the football season, things are kind of getting kicked off. Are you getting settled in, or is everything still kind of a whirlwind?
It's still a whirlwind. I won't lie to you. The last 2 weeks, it's funny, I sent Mr. Starkweather a text or two today because, today we had our first home varsity football game. We also had our softball tournament that we host at the athletic complex.
Yep.
And we also have a home soccer game tonight. So I was trying to figure out if he was trying to kill me in my, my first couple of weeks since the season started. But it's been great. Yes, we're busy, but that's how we want to be. So every day it gets a little bit easier. We hired a new middle school athletic director, Jake Williams. He's been fantastic. He's hit the ground running.
Awesome.
And has been a great help. And then also Terry Grace, my secretary, is also new. So, and same way, she's been great. We're learning every day and feel like things slow down a little bit every day. So.
Worked with Terry Grace last year at East Middle School. She's phenomenal at what she does. So you are lucky to have her, yes.
We are very lucky, very blessed.
So last question here. Kind of talking about Jeff Starkweather getting you into a little bit of a pickle there. Next year, you're going to be switching conferences.
That's
so
correct.
You're going to have Webb City, Carl Junction, Carthage. How are you ready for that?
We're getting ready. We've already started working on our fall schedules for the 2018 fall.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously Stark got the ball rolling on that, but the transition into the COC has been very smooth. And
awesome.
Nothing against the Ozark Conference. Great schools, great competition, great people, great relationships in that conference. But we're excited to move to the COC for a variety of reasons. One of those being we're going to renew some rivalries with our local schools like Webb City and Carthage, Carl Junction, Neosho, and football.
Mm-hmm.
And the other is our kids are going to be in class more and on the road less.
Yes.
Going to play. We don't have to go to places like West Plains or Rolla and that type of thing anymore. So
it's a big bonus.
I am excited for our students and parents that they don't have to make those trips anymore.
Yep. And do you know if Webb City is going to be here first, or are we going to be there?
The schedule's preliminary, so I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, so
I'm
not going to say right now.
All right.
By the end of our fall season here, we will have those set and announced. So.
All right. Well, thank you for coming up here. And
thank you. And thank
busy
you guys
man,
for what
we know
you
that.
do.
So
thank you for all the hard work putting this on the air.
Yeah,
so.
no problem. Thank Mr. Ward over there and Mr. Douglas, as they've gotten all this put together, and I just come help. So
absolutely. I've seen all the hard work you guys do, so we greatly appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good night. And hello, everybody, and welcome back to Joplin Eagles football here on Jet HD, where your Eagles are leading 17-14. And Michael, we saw an exciting first half.
Both teams kept it pretty close. Both teams had their ups and downs on offense and defense too, but they're really evenly matched right now, and we should see a pretty good second half. They're keeping it close. The score is pretty tight. Eagles are only up 3, but I bet it's going to be pretty entertaining.
Indeed, as we go back to the penalties there, Joplin 4, Parkview 6, and we got ourselves 10 combined penalties, which that kind of makes the game go a little bit longer too. So these players definitely want to limit those mistakes in the second half. I'm sure Coach talked to him about that. And if you're Joplin, you're coming out, you're getting the kickoff, you got to prepare for that onside kick because they look like they could be the team to do it with a little trickery there early on, punting the ball instead of passing.
Yeah, that's true. The Eagles definitely got to stay on their toes. And coming in from the locker room, the coaches probably had a very long talk with them about those penalties, like was said earlier. But they only have 4 compared to the Vikings 6, so that's good if you have to look for any kind of upside. But if the Eagles do get the ball and there's no onside, I bet they will be very solid out there coming in from the first half.
And you see Coach Linden down there trying to get his special teams group back into the grooves of things. I mean, 97-yard kickoff return. I'm sure they got a little something in their ear, yes.
Yeah, that's true. Yep, special teams always have to stay on their toes. They can swing the game very quickly if any mistakes are made in that field, but I'm sure the Eagles will do well in this one. Only having to return the ball. I would just worry about that front line, seeing if there's going to be an onside kick, but we'll see.
And Westmoreland looks like he's going to go back deep. So, and we kind of hope that the ball doesn't get by Westmoreland again because last time he ended up getting it, and he ended up losing 2 to 3 yards there, just getting pushed back by momentum. So Joplin will be returning. Pretty exciting time here for us as well. We got to talk to Athletic Director Matt Hyatt, who's excited.
That's right.
For Joplin Eagles football this year, as well as all the other sports. And
I'm sure he's pretty happy seeing these Eagles bounce back in the second week of their season after that first week. I would be pretty happy if I was the Eagles athletic director right now.
Indeed. And ex-athletic director.
Yeah, that's true.
Must be nice. I heard that Mr. Hyatt has been texting Jeff in some difficult times this week, and we learned that at halftime, and there's the squib kick, actually, no onside kick. So they are taking Westmoreland out of the game.
Oh, no. Ooh, breaking some good tackles there.
And we have a flag in the backfield.
Yep. Hopefully not any type of holding or block in the back on the Eagles.
It kind of looked like a little bit of a block in the back, but we'll see. Oh, face mask. Okay, and it's on Parkview.
15 for the Eagles. That's great.
So that is now 7 penalties for Parkview.
I feel sorry for those Vikings players right now. Probably got chewed out in the locker room about all these penalties, and then the first play back, you see a face mask.
Indeed. And the Joplin Eagles offense marches back onto the field as the referee kind of looks annoyed there. He's trying to make his call, and the team runs in front of him.
Yep.
Got a serious face there.
He sure does. Yep, these referees have really been working today. How many penalties have been had, so.
The 11:52. And Joplin's going to gain maybe a half a yard or just get back to the line of scrimmage. We'll see where they place the ball as we have an injured player on the field. 2 injured players on the field.
2 injured players.
Looking like cramps.
Yep. Just trying to stretch out.
It's number 33, and you hope he's okay. That's Scotty Davis, the senior linebacker for Parkview.
Looks like he's able to walk himself off the field. That's a good sign.
It's number 56 gives him a hello and comes in for him to give him a breather.
Looks like he did a jog off the field, actually. Must be feeling not too bad.
Joseph DeBrule. As you can see, number 54 down there for the Eagles, and that is going to be Dylan Weimer, the junior. Good little chunk there as the Eagles gain about 6.
Another run up the middle for the Eagles. Trying to keep with this ground game that worked so well for them in the first half.
Yeah, and that will be Ellis with a 3rd and 5. And the wind is still blowing in the Eagles' direction. They're pretty much in the center, so if they could run it up the middle and not get the first down, we might see a field goal.
Rolls out.
Yep. Quarterback out to the side. He's going to run. He gets the first down on momentum, looks like. See where they spot the ball, because it looked like the ball was down just on the marker. Keep you guys updated here as we have one more interview scheduled for the game as they're trying to figure out. Oh, they gave him a yard shy there.
Yeah. Looks like they're going to be short.
Have Joplin Eagles girls basketball coach Jeff Williams coming in.
Interesting formation again.
Yep, indeed. See if they get the put, and they do. They'll get the first down.
They will push through. It's pretty obvious what they were going to try to do doing that formation, but it works again for the Eagles.
Indeed, as Bartlett picks up 2 first downs on the night in the jumbo package. As Coach Jasper pats Bartlett on the back of the helmet for a job well done, and indeed it was. And there is Ellis going up the middle again, winding down the clock.
Good job breaking the tackle by the running back there on the line of scrimmage and moving forward. A lot of Eagles runners today have been doing very well to break tackles, put their head down, and get some very good extra yardage. And at the end of the game, all that effort really goes a long way.
Yes, it does. And we have an official on the field again. Kind of adjusting the ball again. That'll be a burst up the middle for another gain of about 5.
Great hole made by the offensive line there. Some good vision by the running back to find it. And they're working very well together today. The Eagles have really pushed down the field.
Indeed. Pitch out to the side. Goes to Ellis. As Ellis has become the main. Oh, and the ball gets stripped away.
Oh, no.
And Parkview Vikings are going to get it.
Oh.
Yeah, Ellis is trying to plead that he was down on the ground. And the referees aren't buying it.
They're not buying it. It's like it's going to be Vikings ball now. That's very unfortunate for the Eagles having driven that far down the field and then ending that possession in a fumble. Hopefully the defense will be able to redeem their offense after that.
Yep. Definitely going to be a momentum buster as Joplin is holding on to a field goal lead here at home to stay perfect early on this season. Into quarter number 3, we are almost halfway through.
Great job right there by number 55, Ethan Vang, to plug the hole on that run.
Indeed, and Vang, one of the only seniors on that defense.
Definitely has to be a leader.
And that he is. From what I hear from his coaches, he is a great asset to the team.
Another stop right there. Really showing up that Eagles defense. That was number 92, Evan Burnett.
Yep, wrapping up Dela Cruz, who had a heyday in the first half, has gotten about 5 yards here in the second half.
Yep. This Eagles defensive line might be showing up in the second half after a kind of weak performance in the first.
8:34 to go. They're going to pass the ball, and into the ground it goes. Joplin's defense holds, and we could be looking for a punt here.
Yep. Looks like it might be a 3 and out for the Vikings. It was a great job by that Eagles defense.
Indeed it was. As nobody even touched the ball, the quarterback just threw it straight into the ground, so no wide receiver there. I'm surprised that wasn't intentional grounding.
Yeah. It definitely looked odd. But that was a great job by the Eagles defensive line and the coverage on that possession. They really showed a lot of improvement from last half.
Good sportsmanship there is a couple of the Vikings players shaking hands with Joplin. Oh, wow. Ugly punt.
Yep.
Stay away from that if you're Joplin. And Joplin has great field position to start off this new drive.
Yep, looks like that fumble didn't do too much against the Eagles.
Pretty much almost where they left off.
Yep, looks like it. If they can get a little bit, they might even be able to get a second field goal. Looks like no matter what, this possession is going to end well for the Eagles. Except, of course, if there's a turnover. But we'll see.
No doubt about that, is Joplin with some new life. Tash gets the ball and hands it off. It's to Flowers, and Flowers gains about 4 to 5 there. See where they spot the ball as well.
Inching closer to that end zone.
Indeed,
Maybe
they
we'll
are.
see another run.
4th time in the red zone tonight. And Flowers again with the carry, powering down to the first down marker. He'll be just shy.
That was a great job by number 17 on that play, Jake Flowers. Just snuck through a couple of those Vikings players, making his own hole. Turns out to be a pretty solid run for the Eagles.
Yeah, brings up 3rd and 2. Clock continues to roll, which is good for the Eagles, with 7:30 left to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Back to
Handoff,
Flowers.
yep. And he'll find pay dirt. Touchdown, Eagles.
Great job by Flowers on that possession, able to get the Eagles another touchdown, make that lead even bigger against the Vikings. Everyone worked together very well on these last 2 possessions for the Eagles to get that touchdown.
Indeed, and your Joplin Eagles, as you see the little youth football league members down there trying to get a high five.
I remember those days back in youth football.
And your Eagles now up 23-14. Back on top by 9.
Oh.
A little fumble on the play, and it's going to stay 23-14. Joplin now, no good.
Looks like we may have an injured player on the field. Looks like it's 33 again. He's going to be limping off.
He may want to stay out of the game now. I mean, that's his second injury to that leg.
He came back into the game pretty early after that injury.
Yep, seems like a hyperextension to me, the way he was grabbing it and hobbled up.
Yep, I might want to, if I was him, I might want to set out a little bit longer than he did.
Indeed, so Joplin now on top, 23-14. Good run there by Flowers.
Even though they didn't get that extra point, I would still be pretty happy being up 9 like they are right now.
There's definitely no doubt about that. Any lead at this point in the game is a momentum shift for Joplin and a big boost of confidence for this very young team.
We'll see how the Eagles kickoff team is able to do coming out of that first half where they let a 97-yard return give the Vikings a touchdown. Hopefully they've gotten that sorted out.
Indeed. Joplin kicks it off. Goes back pretty deep. And a pretty decent return for Parkwood there.
Yep. Good job by the Eagles to make the stop, though, not let it go for another touchdown.
Parkview, I do apologize. Parkwood was Joplin's old name.
Good showing by the Eagles crowd today. I can hear them all the way up in the booth. Really supporting their team right now.
Indeed. Throws it. That's probably about the 6th throw tonight for Parkview.
Yeah, definitely have not seen a lot of passing coming from the Vikings side. But that got them the first down. They might want to keep doing that.
little good. Another run there by De La Cruz.
2 quick first downs for the Vikings. These Eagles might want to slow it down. Get a little bit of control back on this possession.
Indeed. De La Cruz with the ball again. A little pitch back and a whole flock of Eagles
Yep.
there to meet him.
Looks like Travis Stylwater and Jacob Boo were able to get there first. Great stop for the Eagles on that one.
Indeed it was.
Yep. That's what they're looking for on these Vikings run plays, because if they don't get there fast enough, you can really make a pretty solid running play for the Vikings. Oh, scrambling all the way through the middle. Breaks it loose. Gets to about the Eagles' 25. Went through a hole right in the middle. The Eagles were not able to stop him until he got pretty far into their own territory.
Yep, and Joplin has now allowed Parkview into their territory, I believe, for the second time tonight.
Yep.
I won't count that kick return because that was pretty obvious that was going back to the house.
Yeah, that's true. Pretty solid pass for the Vikings. They're getting 15 yards on that one. Looks like they're relying more on the passing game right now. And it's working.
Indeed it is.
Eagles defensive line stops that pretty quick. Gets a couple yards. Going to make it 2nd and goal for the Vikings.
And there he goes, the throw.
That's a touchdown for the Vikings on that play-action pass.
That'll be to number 20. And that's going to be Gage Clark, the senior.
Yep.
And now the seniors are starting to be a factor, and this is where that missed extra point's going to hurt you if you're Joplin.
Yeah, that sure is. Might bring them into 2. That's not going to be good for the Eagles, trying to keep their lead.
No, it's not.
We saw in that possession, the Vikings passing the ball a lot more than they have before in this game. And it looks like so far it's working for them, and that's going to be a extra point for the Vikings, making it 21-23.
And we are back in a nail biter as Joplin now only up by 2.
We've definitely got a game on our hands right now. We'll see if the Eagles are able to bounce back on the offense to make that lead a little bit bigger, make them a little bit more comfortable on their sideline.
Yep, and now you're back down there, and the special teams is the part of the team that you got to rely on again.
Yep. Yep. Goes to show that in these close matchups, every single part of the team matters. Hopefully these Eagles coaches can rally their team and keep them going, keep that lead throughout the whole game.
And here we go, awaiting the kickoff. If Joplin could just hold on to this lead and tack on a little bit more, I think they could pull this out. And number 4 gets the ball. He finds some room up the side, and he's going to get pulled out. Another good return for Joplin. That's going to be James Moman.
Great return by Moman. Didn't look like he expected to get that return, but he did, and he really showed up.
Yes, indeed he did.
Giving the Eagles some really good field position, almost to their 50.
So it's 23-21, your Eagles on top here in the third quarter. 5:38 to play. Joplin looking pretty good overall. Few hiccups in their giddy up there a little bit, but overall, I mean, 4 penalties for the Eagles tonight from 15 last week to 4 this week so far. That's pretty big improvement.
Yeah, I'd say so. That's a very great improvement. If I was one of those Joplin coaches, I'd be pretty happy about that. And seeing how many penalties the Vikings have got, that's got to give them a pretty good advantage in this game.
No doubt about that. So it's Joplin. Tash is in the backfield. And Flowers once again gets the ball, and he'll get about 3 yards there.
Good effort by him on that run. Get as many yards as you can.
Yep. No doubt about that either. We have Tash and Flowers in the backfield again, alone. Passes out to Westmoreland. And he'll gain a little bit.
Only able to gain a few yards on that one on a pretty quick pass to the left side. Haven't seen the Eagles thrown deep at all this game. They've really been relying on some short passes and some running plays.
Yep.
We'll see what they pull out as the game gets closer to the end of the fourth.
Yeah, we'll see how they handle the pressure here at home against their opponents with their friends and family in the stands. Tash with the pass, and once again over his target. So kind of like last week from what I heard, Tash was just a little over the top of his targets every time, and they're in the right spot at the right time. So,
Yep, he was under pressure on that play and on the run.
Yep.
But it's still sad to see a throw overhead like that, and we've seen that a couple times so far this game. But overall, a pretty good performance from him at quarterback today.
Yep, very true. So we await the punt from Flowers.
Oh.
He's going to keep it. Flowers pass it, and he'll get the first down. Nice little trickery by the Eagles. That's going to be number 18, and that will be Jacob Bartlett.
I was not expecting that trick play right there. Great job by the Eagles on a pass, fake punt pass. And number 18, Jacob Bartlett, was able to break a couple tackles and push for that first down.
It's his third season. First year he came in, he was trying to rebuild. Second year, Coach Jasper was here and had a pretty decent year. 5-5 overall, not bad. Third year, it's time to start the trickery.
Yeah. It's when you get a lot more confident the longer you've been here.
Yep, there's another trickery play, double reverse.
There you go. And it's and he keeps going.
Yep, he is indeed, and Joplin may have another first down.
Great job by the Eagles and some great play calls coming from the coaches, keeping this play going.
I have not seen this out of a Joplin offense in a while.
I have not. They're pretty confident out there.
Yeah.
Keeping the lead throughout this whole game.
Pretty conservative for the most part of this game. The past couple of years have been pretty conservative play.
Yep.
Now they're going down the field. Westmoreland wide open. Almost caught.
Had to jump for that.
Yep. You can see that speed burst there. He stopped, and then he sped up to go get that and just missed it.
Just missed it.
Both of these guys sophomores. 2 more years together in the rest of this season. Great things to come for Joplin.
Going up against a team of a lot of seniors on the Vikings, these sophomores, once they get to become upperclassmen, might be very impressive.
No doubt about that. And he gets smashed to the ground. Yeah. Lifting him up off the ground. That's kind of unnecessary roughness there.
Unnecessary, I'd say.
Double teamed against a defenseless running back. And the fans think so, too. I agree.
Yeah, those kinds of tackles are never necessary. The Eagles crowd is definitely not happy about it.
Oh, dirty play.
Yep. Looks like tensions are high between these teams now. It's so close.
Yep, up for a good game. Westmoreland cuts across.
Whoa.
He'll break a couple tackles. He's wide open, shakes off another one. Westmoreland, and he's being taken down by, there's the
Keeps
penalty.
Going and even gets the penalty.
Man, 2 times he got grabbed by the face mask.
Yep. Westmoreland showed so much effort on that play, breaking so many tackles, so many missed tackles by the Vikings. That was a great play for him.
Yeah, you kind of go back and you wonder why the refs didn't call anything on just, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Picking him up off the ground, both of them, and body slamming him, and then if they didn't call anything there, these fans would have broken out and probably rushed the field.
That's true. A little bit of karma right there, I guess. Eagles getting the yardage that they deserved.
Indeed they did, and now on the 8-yard line with 3:05 left to go here in the third quarter, Joplin with the thin lead, 23-21. West Underwood alongside.
Michael Carney. Second time that's happened today.
And the ball keeps on moving, so Joplin a second and goal now.
Inching closer. Got the line stacked up with 7 players right now. Looks like they're going to try to pound the ball into the end zone. And they have room to do it, especially since it's second down and goal.
Indeed. Tash awaiting the call. Ellis in the backfield with Tash. Hand off to Ellis. Ellis up the middle and tripped up. Ellis looked like he was going for a third score of the night.
I would have bet that would have been a touchdown, but he was tripped up right before the end zone.
Yep, third and goal for the Eagles. 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. We are down to the final 14 minutes.
A lot of scratches on the Eagles' helmets right now. The offensive line's really working.
And those are new helmets this year, by the way. Point that out.
Yeah, they look very nice.
Touchdown. Touchdown, Joplin. That's going to be Bartlett.
Great
Good.
quarterback sneak right there with that same formation they've used before. Stacking it up right there, and it's worked again for a third time. The Eagles get the touchdown, a much more comfortable lead.
Yep, good offense by the Eagles there, and now they're up 29-21. You hope they make the extra point here to make it a 9-point game. Snap good, hold good, kick up, and it's good.
Yep. 30-21. Eagles with the lead. 1:53 left in the third quarter. This is looking good for the Eagles.
So Joplin looking good here with 1:53 to go. And it is 30-21 as we just stated, and the fans are thoroughly enjoying the cheerleaders and the pep squad doing some push-ups to catch up.
Making our pep squad work out. 30 push-ups. I wouldn't be able to do that. Showed a great ability on that last possession to run the ball for the Eagles. It's really been working for them tonight.
Good offensive line protection all night long. Only one quarterback sack allowed by this offense.
Yeah, that's great. This offensive line's been doing very well today, and probably one of the biggest reasons why the Eagles have a 9-point lead right now.
Yes, it is. And it's great that that has happened.
Yep, it sure is. It's always great to see when the line's doing well.
Joplin will be kicking for only the third time tonight. Excuse me, in this half, sorry. Good defense. Yep. And Coach Lendham, you can hear him saying, you better tackle him.
Yep, that's true. Great job by the special team, showing a lot of improvement in this second half, making a great wrap-up and bringing them down.
Indeed.
Let's see how the Eagles' defense does on this possession. And the last one showing some great work, especially against the run on that defensive line.
A little over a minute and a half. Thanks for tuning in to Jet HD. Got a lot going on tonight here. Mr. Hyatt, the athletic director here at Joplin, told us there's sports going on all over. Softball, soccer, and the Eagles get a loss of 2 there. Good job by the defense getting the penetration.
Yep. Great job by them getting in the backfield fast. I'm sure a lot of them expect the run right now because about most of what the Vikings have been doing on their offense.
Yep. Dela Cruz is finally starting to get a bruising.
Stops him again.
Yep,
Great
and
job.
gains back 2 of those yards. And it will be 3rd and 10.
Potentially a 3 and out.
Yeah, we definitely hope so. Caught out of bounds. No, he'll catch it, but it'll be well short of the first down.
Interesting decision to make a short pass on 3rd down like that. Are they staying on?
They are indeed.
I'm
Why
sure
not?
I would make this decision.
Yep, down by 9. Why not? Trying to get the Eagles to go off sides. Hard count there.
Yep.
Didn't work.
Oh, looks like they're going to punt.
Yep, they will. Oh, and it's
gets
blocked. And recovered by the Eagles. Number 90 with the recovery. Good job by the Eagles. Number 90, Travis Steerwalt, the senior defensive lineman.
Holds the ball high. It's a great job by the special teams right there to block the ball. The Eagles are deep into the Vikings territory now. Might be able to get another score and make this lead even bigger.
Definitely.
I would be worried if I was a Vikings fan right now.
Definitely, definitely. The momentum shift that you won with 45 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter. If Joplin can get that 2-touchdown lead, this game could pretty much be put away. But there's yet a lot of football to be played, though.
Still 1 whole quarter, but we'll see.
Pitch off to Flowers. Flowers wide open up the side and quickly found by 2 defenders.
Good run on the play, getting even closer to the end zone. The Eagles were looking pretty happy on their sideline after that turnover. I would be too.
Indeed.
Oh, there's a flag.
Yep. Flag on the field, and it's on the defense. Head official pointed towards the defense, at least. Yep, he's still pointing at the defense. So Joplin bringing in their goal line package.
Yep. Might be even closer than expected after this penalty.
Yep, they're going to be on the 3-yard line.
Yep.
And Joplin bringing in the jumbo package again.
Yep.
3 tight ends and a defensive lineman.
Let's see if it works for a 4th time for the Eagles. The Vikings must have been pretty affected by that turnover, having a penalty right after. This is pretty good for the Eagles.
Yep, and we'll see how this looks. It is the legal formation. He'll get the ball. He's going to run it up the gut. Touchdown Eagles. Yep. It is now 37-21. Joplin on top and not looking back.
Yep. Great job by the Eagles to it's like someone fell, but that was a great job for the Eagles to rally their offense after that turnover. Get it to the end zone after just 2 plays. This is some great momentum for the Eagles, and if I were a Vikings player or a fan right now, I would still be pretty worried. Wind's probably out of their sails.
Bartlett is the linebacker for this game, not even listed as a running back tonight. He is listed as a running back on the season, but Bartlett playing a linebacker, and he's got 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, he's doing such a good job today. All the players, a lot of individual success by the players, a lot of good tackles, and a lot of good runs. A lot of Eagles are showing up today, and it's showing if you look at the scoreboard.
As you see some of the cheerleaders give up on the 37 push-ups.
Yep.
And then you see all the guys trying to pull it out down there. Having some fun.
Yeah, that's true. The senior section's having a great time down there from what I can see. It's always good when they're showing a lot of support for their team.
And Joplin with a very comfortable lead at the moment.
Yep, 16 points up. Vikings have to stop them for this rest of the game and keep scoring if they have any hope of winning this game.
Indeed. I'm surprised we haven't heard the Let's Go Eagles chant come out yet.
Yeah. It's quite interesting.
For Go Big Red.
I think they deserve it for how many points they've had this game.
Yep, no doubt about that. as this was almost identical to the score against them last week.
Great bounce back.
Yes, it is. Dela Cruz has nowhere to go, and he's wrapped up by number 40, and that's going to be a tackle by Jackson Dinger, another sophomore.
Yep. Great job by him. Very good tackle, showing a lot of good fundamentals right there. And now the Vikings have to start all the way from their own 20.
Indeed.
I'd say this is a pretty important possession for the Vikings. Being down 16 points, their offense needs to start producing some points right now if they have any hope, as we are getting pretty close to this fourth quarter.
And number 8, that will be Tyrone Newbern, a junior. And Joplin, whatever there. Joplin leading very well right now in the defense. Looking at another shutout here.
Pretty good run by the Vikings right there.
We have a USA chant breaking out down there for the Eagles. Interesting.
Interesting chant. Kind of supporting both teams.
Glad they're supportive of their country.
Yep. I think tonight the student section's theme is the USA, actually. So you'll see a lot of red, white, and blue down there.
Indeed, and we got red and blue on the screen as well, as the Eagles are red, white, and blue.
Pretty convenient for the fans.
It really is, and that is the end of the third quarter. Joplin up 37-21 as Parkview looks to make their way down the field. An exciting game here.
Yep. As they enter the fourth quarter, it looks like the Eagles have a pretty big lead over the Vikings. But the Vikings so far this possession have been doing well. Rushed the ball pretty well. I think they're at 2nd and 9 right now. We'll see how they do coming out of this quarter.
Yep, and if you're the Joplin Eagles right now, you just got to play safe and conservative football. You don't want to give up big plays, but you also don't want to give them little chunks at a time either.
Yep. Yeah, if I was an Eagles coach right now, I would definitely focus on playing it safe. Maybe not use those special plays that they were using earlier, even though that they worked pretty well for them.
And they're going to have to watch out for him from Parkview now, too, because Parkview could start doing that. They kind of emulated Joplin in the first half.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you definitely have to watch out for what the Vikings are going to do, especially as the fourth quarter gets closer to an end. The Vikings might become more desperate and try some of those special plays. So if I was a coach, I'd tell that defense to stay on their toes.
Yep, story of the night for me, honestly.
Yep.
Going up for Bartlett. 2 touchdowns on offense. You wouldn't have expected that tonight. I mean, yes, again, listed as a running back, but playing linebacker.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. The linebackers have been doing a pretty good job this game of plugging those holes when they run the ball.
Yep, and that jumbo package works as he airs it out, and Joplin goes up for the pick, and it's over Westmoreland. I believe that's Westmoreland. No, that's number 9 for the Eagles.
McKinley Davis covering that. He might have been able to get that interception if he had jumped a little bit later for that ball. But unfortunately, the Vikings were able to come up with a pretty long pass there.
Yep, and that's the first air it out of the night, and Joplin's kind of gone away from that tonight. Maybe they should try it next. As they go the double reverse pitch back to the quarterback, it's up in the air, wide open receiver, and it's a touchdown Parkview.
Yep. Those special plays we were just talking about, the Vikings were able to pull out a pretty successful one on a triple reverse back to the quarterback and threw a long, good bomb down to get his wide receiver for a touchdown.
So now we have a 37-27 score, and that touchdown for Joplin really helped now.
Yep, that's true. That is true. Still feeling comfortable about their lead, but now the lead is back down to 9 like it was earlier.
Yep. 37-27, your Eagles on top, getting ready to have possession here in a little bit again. Parkview's kick is up, and it's good.
Yeah, that's going to make it 37-28 with the Eagles on top.
Indeed, as Looks like a redshirt freshman getting the ball duties tonight for Parkview.
You have a lot of people making this game happen, even the ball boys.
Indeed.
We'll see
So
if
now,
the Eagles are able to bounce back on their next possession.
Yeah, and you think that they would want to get a kick return tonight. They have the talent in Westmoreland. They've kind of taken the game away from Westmoreland.
Yeah.
And that's kind of sad that you take away the excitement of the game.
Yep. They're seeing what works. They're definitely going to keep running the ball if it's working, but who knows, maybe focusing more on the pass, this game may have worked a little bit better, but I would be pretty happy with the coaching decisions so far because the Eagles are up.
Indeed, and Joplin now holding on to, as we stated, a 9-point lead. The band is trying to get them pumped up.
Yep.
The crowd's been trying to get them pumped up, and now Joplin just needs to get this crowd pumped up.
They should, yep. Here where it matters most, every single element of the Eagles matters, the crowd, the band, and the team.
As Joplin, Westmoreland, back deep again. They're going to squib kick it. It's caught by Joplin. And he'll get another good return as that's number 1 Westmoreland.
Yep. He's able to get a pretty good running start on that return for another pretty good return.
Yeah. Sophomore sensation Westmoreland for the Eagles and sophomore quarterback Blake Tash, and we're seeing the sophomore duo step up and a little bit of Jake Flowers in there with some Spencer Cornett, and just kind of put it in a bowl there.
Yep. A lot of players are doing very well. Flowers in this last quarter ran the ball very effectively. Seems like every single facet of the team is working.
Yep, and the only downfall for the Eagles right now is De La Cruz. He's just smooth as butter going.
That's true.
Number 4 for the Eagles, that's going to be James Moman once again. Good catch.
Yep. Good catch. Eagles probably relying a lot on this possession. If they're able to score here, it'll be very hard for the Eagles to the Vikings to come back in this one.
Yep. And we've got a 2nd and 3 here for Blake Tash. He'll hand it off to Flowers, name you've heard all night tonight. Flowers finds some room, and he'll get in to Parkview territory. Yep. So first down, Joplin.
Getting close to the Vikings 30 on that one. Flowers really powering through the defense, having a very good run on there, just like he's been doing all night. That's going to make it a first down for the Eagles.
Yep, now we're looking for Joplin to get inside the 20 and get into the red zone for the 5th time tonight. And they're going to do so with another run by Flowers, and they can't stop Flowers.
Just right outside that red zone, Flowers brings them very close to their end zone.
With 10:47 to go here in the 4th quarter, Joplin leads 37-28, a 9-point lead for the Eagles after a missed extra point earlier in the game, and Joplin threatening once again, knocking on the door of the red zone. And the ball goes to Flowers, and he'll gain about 3 or 4 more.
Both teams really tonight are just keep doing what's working for them on offense. A lot of running that you're going to see, but when a chain of passes really comes together, they've been doing that pretty repeatedly too.
Yep, and we love when it works.
Yep, we sure do. Especially when the passes work. Makes for a pretty entertaining game.
Indeed, as another pitch to Flowers, and they aren't going to stop until he gets stopped, which there it goes. He gets stopped.
Right there. It's going to make it about 3rd and 7 for the Eagles. They might want to switch it up from running the ball to Flowers. They might look for a pass here.
Yeah. Again, a pass to Westmoreland, Cornett, you name it. Any of the receivers right now would be an unexpected play because they've been running this ball all night.
Yep.
And there it is to Westmoreland. I actually get one right.
Yeah, there you go. Looks like you brought it for an Eagles first down. Really, all the skill players today on the Eagles side are performing very well. I don't see any weak links in the chain.
No, we'll take a look. They may be taking a timeout for a measurement here. We'll see. No, it's
looks like that's
timeout.
short.
Yep, timeout.
4th and within a yard, it looks like, around the Vikings' 11-yard line.
Indeed, and Joplin. They could get this here. I mean, they're there. They're close to the end zone. 4th down. They've done this tonight before. I think twice now.
Yeah.
Once on a surprise fake punt, and then once for just going for it.
Here comes
Joplin.
this formation again.
And he looks like he'll make it to the
Even
end zone.
farther.
And he's
There you
in.
go.
Flowers. His
Great
third
job.
touchdown. Joplin Eagles 43. Vikings 28.
That possession goes to show how well Flowers has been doing this game, basically relying on his runs throughout the whole possession and being able to bring it all the way from the 11 to the end zone. I would be pretty proud if I was him.
No doubt about that. And Joplin making this home crowd proud here at home this year, where they went 1-3 a year ago. Looking to open up the season at 1-0 at home.
Great sight to see, starting off their home schedule with the win, hopefully.
No doubt about it. 8:42 left to go. The extra point is good. 44-28. Your Joplin Eagles on top. And Michael, this game.
I am proud of the Eagles and how they're doing with a 16-point lead now. The 4th quarter keeps chugging on. Looks like the Eagles are doing super well against the Vikings in this one.
Yep, they've really pulled it together here in the second half. A very close first half, and then a blocked punt turned everything around, and now your Eagles on top.
Yep, so much relies on those little plays like that blocked punt to just swing a game. It was close, so tight coming out of that first half. But now that lead is getting just bigger and bigger.
Yep, and I think at this point the referees aren't calling as many penalties because you haven't seen a flag be tossed, and we're still at, I believe, 11 now. 7 for Parkview, 4 for the Eagles.
Yep, but far less penalties in this second half than the first.
Man. Far less penalties in this game by far.
Yeah. Far less than 15.
If you're just now joining us or tuning in later in the week, Joplin, 15 penalties in their first game of the season. Only has 4 tonight. I think Coach said something.
Yeah, he sure did say something.
Special teams possibly give up. No, he stops the big play. Stops him at the 20. Good job by the Eagles, number 34.
Looks like that was McKinley Davis on the tackle. Really pulling through, showing up for the special teams on the Eagles side.
Indeed, and good stop.
Yep.
No doubt about that. So
all the Vikings' hopes for coming back really relies on this possession right here. Now that the 4th quarter is getting a little bit tighter, I'd say. A lot relies on this. The pressure is on.
Yes, it is. And, you know, Joplin sophomores, that's also a storyline of its own. I mean,
yeah.
I think I counted a total of 15 seniors on this team, and you can tell that Joplin lacks seniority, but you can also see that Joplin is building a good team here with these sophomores that are playing really well, and everything that's going on out there. They're starting to click late in the game, and last week you could see all the miscommunication. This week they seem a little bit more in sync. I'd say by the end of the season, this team is going to be close to unbeatable here.
Yeah, I'd say so too. These players have been showing great consistency. If you told me that these sophomores were seniors, I would definitely believe you. They've shown great discipline.
Yep. And another fake reverse there is Dela Cruz. Cruz is on to the 40-yard line, and he'll have plenty enough for the first down.
Yep, that's definitely a play they're looking for. Getting a first down and a few more yards and getting out of bounds to stop the clock.
Yeah, there is no doubt about that. A nice catch over the middle there for Parkview, and he continues to go as number 34. And that is going to be Jevin Huddleston.
Looks like the Vikings are marching down the field pretty well. Let's see if the defense is able to rally.
Yeah. 8 minutes to go here. And indeed, that is correct. I mean, they're just marching right down. Ball up. Nobody gets it. Good awareness there by number 10 for the Eagles. And number 10, Deron Morgan. He could have had an easy pick there.
Yeah, that ball was in the air for a very long time. I was surprised how long it stayed up, but unfortunately the Eagles weren't able to get that interception.
And with 8:05 left to play here, Joplin on top, 44-28 as they roll out. The quarterback, he's going to open up and get some room, and he'll run to the side. Stay in bounds, though, and the clock continues to run. And that is Trevor Boyce just making it look easy.
Yep. The Vikings are digging deeper into Eagles territory. They're really having some trouble. Each play they've had has had some pretty good gains so far for the Vikings.
Yep, there's no doubt about that. And wide open is the receiver again, just overthrown. And number 20 is not going to reel it in. That's Gage Clark.
Maybe the Eagles can use this time to rally the defense a little bit more, calm down, take it slow a little bit because the Vikings are pushing, and they're pushing pretty fast.
Indeed they are, and with 7:49 to go in the game, they've only taken a couple minutes off the clock here. So they're just pushing it down the field really well. If they could just play like this, Parkview would be a pretty good team as well.
Yep, but even so, after this good possession, it would take 2 touchdowns with 2 two-point conversions to even tie the game for the Vikings, not to mention if they're able to stop the Eagles on their offense. So they would have to play pretty perfectly for the rest of this game to catch up.
They would have to play very perfect. I mean, no sacks, good blocks, and, yeah, you thought that could have been a penalty there.
Yeah.
Good pancake to make room for the quarterback.
Yeah, that was a good pancake. It looked a little bit like a wrap-up, but I'm not sure. Looks like the referees decided that was clean, though.
Yeah, and as I stated, I think they just want to get this game over now. It's 44-28.
That's true.
They're probably getting a little tired. It is hot out there. Nice breeze.
There's
Incomplete.
been enough penalties so far anyway, so.
Yeah, I'd say 11 is enough.
Yeah, 11 is enough for one game. Or 2.
So Joplin up 44-28. 7:11 to go. 2nd and 10. Parkview looking to score. Trying to get back into the Eagles' 10-yard line, just on the outside of it right now. It'll bring up a 3rd and maybe 6.
Maybe.
We'll see here.
Just a short screen pass on that last play. They might want to try to run the ball because that's been working pretty well for them.
Yes, it has. 3rd down for Parkview. This is 4-down territory at this point. Good job by the Joplin defense, allowing him to go nowhere. Big wall for De La Cruz, and the Eagles have forced the 4th down.
Yep. Let's see if they're able to make the stop.
He's going to pass it. He finds him open, and it's caught. Touchdown, Parkview.
Well-executed pass on that one. The Vikings are able to get it into the end zone on that play-action play.
And Parkview makes the score 44-28. Eagles still on top comfortably at this point.
Yep.
With 6:42 to go here in the 4th quarter.
Yep, I think that they're definitely going to go for the 2-point conversion on this one if they have any hope to come back.
Oh, yeah. There's
relies on this one.
no doubt about that. And if you're Joplin's defense, you're pretty tired right now.
Yep. I would be very tired getting pushed back so far.
Up in the corner. And he'll get the 2-point
pulls it
conversion.
in.
Yep. That's number 20, Gage Clark.
Very good job by Clark to pull that in.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost impossible when you pull a corner route like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if anybody on the defense touches you, it's automatically a pass interference and a redo of the play. So It's a lose-lose situation if you're the Eagles defense there.
Yeah, pretty good pass by the Vikings there. Makes them feel probably much better. But looks like there might have been a penalty against the Vikings on that 2-point conversion. They might have to bring them back out in the field.
And we'll wait patiently for the referees here.
That would be quite unfortunate for the Vikings if this went back.
Yeah, no doubt. And I believe that it's just going to be waived, and Coach Linden walks his team there to the other side of the field.
Yep.
Coach Jasper can't be too upset with his team right now, 36-44.
Yeah, I'm very sure. Performing much better than last week on the Eagles side. Less penalties, more scoring, more consistency overall.
Yeah, they are. And, I mean, if you're an Eagles fan, you got to love it.
Yep. As an Eagles fan myself, I love it. Always happy to see when the Eagles are playing well.
There you go. Got a little bit of a smile out of Coach Linden down there if you were just watching on Jet HD. It's always nice to see him smile.
Yep. Sure the players are happy to get a smile out of him, knowing they did a pretty good job today so far.
They're listening very attentively down there. As you can see in the huddle, is they're all making eye contact, listening to that coach.
Yeah. Wonder what Coach Linden is saying to them right now, but looks like the return team's hopping on the field.
Probably telling them get a touchdown.
Yeah, get a touchdown. It must be always the bottom line.
Secure the ball, get a touchdown if you can.
Uh-huh.
Usually what you hear from them.
Don't have any penalties.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. So they're going to actually kick it off there. And so every time Westmoreland is ready to go, they just kind of kick it around him. Well, there goes Westmoreland. He'll break out. He's broken a couple tackles. He'll be piled up by the Vikings. About 6 of them.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good kick by the Vikings there, getting the ball all the way back to the 10, but Westmoreland did a pretty good job of bringing the ball back and breaking a tackle along the way.
Yep, indeed. So now all Joplin really has to do is just play some clock and run the ball, which that's nothing new for him tonight.
Yep, they've been doing it all game. All they got to do is just keep the ball on the ground, keep that consistency that they've kept throughout this whole game, and I think they should pull out the W.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And Joplin has played very hard on both sides of the ball. Special teams gave up that touchdown. I think they made up for it by that blocked punt and setting up that score.
Flowers back on the field with another run.
Yep, direct snap to Flowers, too. No quarterback play in that one. And Joplin is winding down the clock.
Yep. Vikings probably going to have to use the rest of their timeouts to stop this.
Yep, 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 6 for the Eagles, 44-36. Joplin on top.
Back in this formation again.
Yep, and Flowers will get eaten up there. Nowhere to go.
Yep.
With 5:50 as the clock continues to wind down. Joplin up by 8 right now.
Remember that the Vikings are only down to 8, though. If this goes to a punt pretty quickly, the Vikings might have some potential for a comeback. Or
Yep,
at least tying up the game.
You're looking for one of those trick plays right now.
Yep, that's true. It's like the quarterback's going to be in shotgun. They're going to give up the running.
Yep. Hard counter or something here, you know. Tash out.
Ooh.
And number 26 will get eaten up, and that's Ellis.
Yep, stopped pretty quickly on that pass.
Clock continues to wind down. Joplin up by 8, 44-36, and another tight game. Joplin had a good lead, and now it's kind of gone down a little bit more.
If that possession had gone better for the Eagles, you might have seen a much easier win, but now the Vikings have a lot of potential to come back in this one if they're able to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion now, or at least some points to make it easier.
No doubt about that. Again, we'd like to thank you for tuning in to Jet HD for Joplin Eagles football as time continues to wind down here. 42 seconds and 4 minutes left. Joplin will punt. Decent punt there by Flowers. Joplin's return team and punt coverage team doing really well.
Yep.
Stopping Dela Cruz, only getting 5 yards off that return. Made it to about the 45 in Parkview territory.
So close to midfield, the Vikings have some all right field position and to quickly get a score if they can. A lot of this relies on the Eagles' defense right now. So far in this game, they've done pretty well to stop the Vikings, especially in the first half. But we'll see how well they do now in this possession.
Yep, and quarterback back. He's going to be under pressure. He throws it away. He finds his man. And that's going to be Dela Cruz.
Great job by the quarterback on that one. Both of us in the booth thought he was throwing that one away, but looks like he had his eye on someone, obviously.
There's no doubt that we aren't the only ones who thought that, because just where his eyes were, and then at the last second turns around and finds Dela Cruz.
Yep.
I think Dela Cruz was just in the right spot at the right time.
He sure was.
As Joplin puts on the pressure again, and number 3, the quarterback, Trevor Boyce, will be run out of bounds.
Yep. Vikings doing a good job on this possession. The Eagles have to stay on their toes, especially if they want to look out for a potential trick play on the side of the Vikings.
Yep, there's 4 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here. Joplin leads by 8.
With 4 minutes left, the Vikings might feel a little bit more comfortable to just keep the ball on the ground so they don't feel pressure to pass.
Yep. There is no doubt about that with now under 4 minutes. Trevor Boyce looking a little confused down there. Nice reverse, but he'll be taken down just behind the line of scrimmage.
That was a hard hit on the quarterback.
Good tackle there by number 43 for the Eagles, and that's going to be James Boyd, another sophomore.
Another sophomore. Sophomores really showing up. I'm excited to see in a couple years how well the Eagles are going to do with all this young talent, how they're going to develop when they become upperclassmen.
Yes, sir. As Joplin's team on the sideline gets the crowd amped up.
Ooh.
And no reception there as number 10 gets his lights knocked out, and that's going to be Noah Buckley, the senior.
Yep. Great job on the coverage to break up that pass. That was pretty big for the defense because now it is 4th down.
Yep. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Good stop. 3:34 to go. Run the ball. Run out the clock if you're the Eagles. Get that first win on the season. A touchdown would be the icing on the cake.
Yep.
But just run the ball out right now.
Yeah, that's what I would do. The running backs have done very well so far. I think they can do it.
Yep, and there we go. Ellis up the middle, and he'll get about 15. Joplin first down. Time winding down.
Yep. Here's one of our seniors, Jay Ellis, who's done a very good job for the Eagles today. Some very consistent running, finding some good holes and creating some good holes for himself. He's done very well today for the Eagles.
Yep. And you got to love that if you're Coach Jasper. He's leading this team as a senior example.
Yep. So much talent on this offense now. 2 good running backs and a great wide receiver core. Doing a lot for the Eagles today. Probably one of the biggest reasons why they're winning.
Tash awaits the ball. Hands it off. And it goes to Ellis again. 3 minutes. And we have a timeout by Parkview.
Yep. We're getting closer to the end of the game. The Vikings need to use their timeouts if they want to get the ball back with a lot of time, or at least some time, to try to score.
I'm trying to figure out if that is Parkview's final. Can't really tell on the scoreboard. But if you're Joplin here, good game.
Yep, good game.
Heart and soul being played all over the field. Parkview comes in trying to beat you at home. That's every opponent's wish.
Yes.
If I might say, that they get you at home. And is it a sweet victory? Yes, but if it doesn't happen, then you go home embarrassed, and it's like, oh, you can't win on the road. Well, and that's what everybody says when you go back home. Joplin knows how that feels after last week, and last year it was, oh, you can't win at home. Well, now they're trying to win the first home game of the year. Last year it took 4 tries for Joplin to get a win at home. And they're hoping for that to happen.
As you stop at the line of scrimmage, it's good to think about how the Eagles have kept a lead over the Vikings through this whole entire game. Not one time did the Vikings have the lead over the Eagles. That's some pretty good consistency, especially for your first game at home. I would be pretty proud if I was on the Eagles coaching staff right now.
Clock stopped at 2:55, and I believe that is the 3rd timeout now.
Yep.
They had one early on in the first half.
And that's going to be a pretty big deal for this game now that all the Vikings timeouts are out. So all the Eagles have to do now is just keep converting those first downs, and they should come out with this win.
And we just saw a shot of ex-Joplin wide receiver Dayton Whitehead, one of the better wide receivers in Joplin history. And
that's true.
Now he's down there coaching the wide receivers in offense.
Doing a great job for the Eagles as a player and now as a coach. And I would be pretty proud as a former wide receiver if I was him to see how this wide receiver core has done so far in this game. I don't think I've seen any drop passes except for maybe one.
Yep, I've only seen one the whole game and a lot of overthrows. So there we go, Cornett. And he stays on his feet. He can't go down and does finally.
That's
after
big.
About 9 Vikings there just trying to take him down. And that is number 11, Spencer Cornett, one of the few seniors.
Yep. Seniors are also showing up today. There's been a lot of talk about the sophomores, but still these seniors have really been pulling through for the team.
Yep, they're stepping it up, and the clock has been reset. It's 2:43 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Joplin might try to score here.
Yep. They're doing well. They're doing what they need to do throughout this possession.
And they are indeed.
Man.
Movement. Up top, number 4 for the Eagles, and that's going to be James Moman. He's a junior. He should know better than that. But that'll be Joplin's 5th penalty of the night.
Tough to see after such a big play, kind of losing that momentum, but hopefully it shouldn't be too big of a deal.
No. And to be honest, he's got to control that a little bit. The defense for Parkview, they false started, but he saw it and ended up jumping off sides.
Yep. Yeah, if I saw correctly, number 74 on the Vikings defense jumped a little bit. That could have been good for the Eagles if they had been a little bit more disciplined on that.
Yep, and Joplin is going to get a good run there and has been running the ball fantastic tonight. I mean, so is Parkview. Give them credit, too. Dela Cruz has just had one heck of a night.
Sure has.
I'm pretty sure he's over 150 yards for the evening. But Joplin's running back Ellis is over 100 yards for sure, too. So
if this was a little bit closer, I would really consider this a shootout.
Yep.
Because both of these offenses have been performing pretty tremendously so far.
Yeah, and they've been grinding it out on the ground, and I wonder what they can do when the air attack, because we've seen the arm of Tash.
Yeah.
And he can get it down the field. It's just his accuracy is just a little bit off, and from a sophomore, you definitely expect that. And things to come for Joplin look phenomenal. This team, we said it in pregame, they're gonna have their mistakes. They're gonna have their woes, but they're gonna come along and they're gonna be a group of brothers by the end of their senior year.
That's true. Definitely. Throughout this whole game, even if one player may fall short a little bit, most of his teammates are performing very well and able to make up for it. So that may be one of the biggest reasons why the Eagles are so consistent throughout this game.
No doubt about that. And Joplin just having a great night tonight. I mean, 44 points is nothing to be ashamed about. Yeah, the defense could step it up a little bit, but I mean, Joplin's offense was going down the field so fast and scoring. And then the breakaway plays on the other team for Parkview, 97-yard kick return, and then the offense comes out, has that four and out because they went for it on fourth down, and they didn't get it. And then Joplin's defense quickly went back out onto the field. I mean, they really didn't have a rest tonight, so you got to give them some slack there, but overall.
Especially when your offense is performing pretty well and scoring pretty fast, you don't get that much of a break, which is kind of understandable.
And again, it's high school football, so good pickup there by Ellis, the workhorse. As we are down to 1 minute.
There we go. Just gotta right now, when you're running the ball, you just don't want to fumble. That's all you got to worry about now.
Yep, words of wisdom there for sure. I mean, even the players, if they fumble, they're going to be hitting themselves on the head, and with a minute left, that could make it a 2-point ball game.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see if the Eagles are able to keep it comfortable and safe for them as this minute's going to start rolling down.
Whistle's been blown and the clock is going, and Joplin is under a minute, looking to wrap up their first win of the season, getting things here at home underway. Parkview trying to get their crowd into it.
Yep, trying to pump up the crowd. I've seen some, aside from that one tackle, I've seen some pretty good sportsmanship out there, a lot of handshaking and things like that on both sides of the teams.
And Joplin calls the timeout. So Joplin now out of timeouts. That is their third and final. So both teams have no timeouts.
Yep.
And here comes the Eagles fight song.
This is great to hear.
Yes, it is. All these fans look very happy. Full stadium here tonight.
Yep.
Not very much emptiness here. It's pretty full.
Yep. Yep, the Eagles crowd has really rallied together. A lot of people standing for this fight song. I'm sure everyone's very happy about this soon-to-be win for the Eagles.
Yep, I know up here in the booth we are, and we're going to go ahead and give a few shout-outs here tonight, and under the direction of Mr. Brad Douglas and Mr. Nathan Ward, I'd like to thank those guys for keeping this up and running and getting everything together, and Daniel Miller on camera tonight, and Alex Hunt and Jarrett Graves, as well as Laurel Sign. And who else is in here tonight?
Well, right now, here's me, Michael Carney.
You got Michael Carney for sure. Big help tonight. Thank you very much.
Yep, all these crew, all these cameramen, and our director really doing a great job right now.
Yes, they are indeed, and fine program that was sports program started back in 2009.
Now this is sort of a victory formation for the Eagles.
Indeed it is. And he'll get the first down, and that's the Jake Flowers again. Looks like Joplin's going to wrap it up, and it's 44-36, looking like will be your final score. Don't know why the clock is stopped at 39 seconds. Oh, first down. Okay. Okay.
Yep, looks like here's their true victory formation. Going to just kneel the ball.
Indeed. 24 seconds and ticking. Joplin's going to go ahead and punt it here on 4th and 1. Or actually, I guess kneel it. They had the punter in the backfield.
I guess they're just trying to keep him back there just in case any of the Vikings especially picked up a fumble and broke loose.
Yeah.
But you just try to be safe when you're in that victory formation. But looks like the Eagles getting ready to line up, and they won.
Yep, and the clock hit 00. The fans are going onto the field and waiting to see their fellow classmates and celebrate with them. And the band is playing the fight song. And what a game. 44-36. Rushing it out. Attack tonight. Didn't think we'd see that, but it ended up turning out that way because both teams passed early. Had an interception. We had a fumble. We had passes blocked and defended.
Yep.
And it made the pass game very difficult tonight. So both teams ended up running it out, and Joplin comes out on top, 44-36.
Yep. We saw our fair share of interesting plays. A very entertaining game this turned out to be. The offenses both performing very well and getting a lot of points on the board.
So we'll go ahead and close it out for Jet HD. We'll see you at our next home game. And for Jet HD, it's Wes Underwood alongside
Michael Carney.
And we'll see you next time. Have a great night.